Hello and welcome to All Talk No Dice, the worst excuse for a D&D show you can find online. From last we left off, the Companions of Fate found tensions rising as their two new friends, Finn and Aaron, were introduced to the leader of the Wanderers, Maddie Mucker. And very soon Finn decided to push the limits of this dominant figure against the advice of Theron. And just after Aaron attempted to defuse the situation, the standoff was cut short as Finn demanded that respect is earned, and Maddie took that opportunity to drive a dagger deep into his belly. And in a flash, Theron used his arcane to charm him into being one of the nicest friends you've ever met. All the while, worried what Maddie will do when the spell ends and he figures out what Theron did to him in that pivotal moment. Gerald, Tara and Red all made it back to the small hovel and caught up with everyone, Tara being very curious of the owling before going into mother mode towards Red after some obvious flirting towards Finn, as the very charismatic Dr. Alice Springwater tended to Finn's wound. Theron made his way out a little later on to go and ready things for the keep, whilst Tara, Red, Braum and Gerald all caught up while Pop Pop continued to sleep and rest. Maddie's face suddenly changed in a moment of pure bliss into pure unbridled anger as he threw a small child headfirst into a wall and charged out of the home. With Aaron and Finn in tow for a short while before you two turned back, and just as you were making your way through the main market, you quickly ducked out the way of the rage-induced Maddie. Aaron then quickly ordered Finn to head back and warn the rest before you flew up into the air and headed for the keep. As Theron became confused that he wasn't allowed in his own keep, he went through the secret tunnel and ended up finding Aaron in his father's study. After a quick update, Aaron, you flew up to the small balcony on the exterior of the throne room and began to just watch what was happening inside. You were soon joined by Gerald and Red, while Tara and Finn sprinted through the large castle heading for the throne room. And as everyone found their eyes locked on the throne chamber, Darius Princeton was laying dead with a dagger deep in his skull. 3 guards were bleeding out and Theron was being backed into a corner, and you all jumped in to help him against the furious Wanderer. After a few attacks were made, you were able to convince Maddie to relax and think all of this through. And just as his face relaxed and his eyes began to see reason, a purple and black mist flowed out of Darius's eyes and quickly into Maddie's, causing that rage to come back in excess. One quick attack and Finn was unconscious on the ground, and just as Maddie was about to head for Tara, Gerald used his magic to cause a large claw to appear and hold Maddie in place as he foamed at the mouth. Now, red smoke form slithered around the room, and an apology was made just before the shadows began to wrap around Maddie's form, collecting as a sphere of pitch black shadow. And after the smoke began to drift away and silence hit all of your senses, as your eyes collected on this scene, and once the smoke had drifted away, you all saw Red standing there, holding her still standing father with his head limply hung over her shoulder and the ethereal dagger jammed into his heart. And the only sound you hear in that moment is Finn's unwavering cheer of celebration, and then Theron gesturing for Terra to go to Red. And this is where we pick it up. So, as the smoke and the shadow clears away, and you see Red just holding her father's head that's over her shoulder as the dagger is still planted in his chest, you hear the
"Whoa! Get some!"
and then Tara, just in that moment, is your eyes kind of shoot over to Finn for a moment.
Yeah.
And then
nice.
you hear Theron, Tara, you should probably go to her.
I'll give him a nod, and I'll like a bit faster than walking, but not actively let him run into her.
I'd like to go to the Darius's body and search for him.
Okay.
Mainly the will.
Okay. Right. So, Gerald, you roll an investigation check for me. And Tara, you head straight to Red. Aaron and Finn, are you doing anything in the immediate?
I'm just taking a bird shit. But not like shitting because I don't like the guy, but just because the bird's just crap, whatever they're doing.
Okay, so just as you continue to pinch one off, Finn, is there anything you want to be doing after the cheer?
I think I'll sort of look dubiously what's going on over there, I'm going to sidle over to Gerald, and be like, "Hey, have we got any more health potion? I'm feeling a bit peaky."
I just sort of, as I'm searching partway through Dice's body, I'll just sort of, I won't even think. I'll just grab and hold on. I'm gonna do this just for myself. I give you a red vial out of just a quick instinct and hand it to you.
I'm going to neck that with no questions asked.
You pop the cork and throw it back, and immediately a strong, viscous, thick liquid tasting only of iron chugs down your throat and leaves your mouth dry but moist, and it's almost reminiscent of any of the fist fights you've had where you might have chipped a tooth or dislodged one, and you've just got this mouthful of iron, but you feel no healing properties.
Okay, that was disgusting. I don't feel much better, but
Shit,
we'll see.
I will look at them. Oh shit, sorry. I go to grab and I'll actually bring out a greater potion of healing for you. Try this one. Much
you
more
sure?
like
You sure about this one, though? Right.
this one,
Okay.
definitely. Yes.
As I'm chugging, I'm also gonna ask, like, so did you know she could, like, turn into mist? Or are you shocked at me?
No, we've been through a couple of days.
A couple of days. And you didn't think, like, this woman can turn into black mist, like, new friends, all that kind of thing?
I mean, there's a lot that we can kind of overlook. Like, what do you want? We got flying ships. We're friends with a giant half spider, half man. There's some random pirates that attacked us at one point. Like,
I suppose this is a weird place. I'll just follow your lead, I guess.
there's
And
the
then
valley with a giant stone. I'm just gonna say colossus inside of it. Don't go in that valley. It's a
Okay.
bit territorial.
Oh.
Finn, for
You know,
that.
famously, if people tell me that I can't do something,
Oh, it's not that you can't.
Finn, for that potion of greater healing,
yeah.
you just need to roll 4d4 and then add 4 at the end as well.
Cool.
Gerald, what was your investigation?
12.
12. You rummage around. You do not find the will. You do find. Weirdly, you begin, like, as you begin to ruffle around the garbs and the armor, you begin to see some markings on his back that no one had seen previously. They, at least as you tug at the waistline of his chainmail, you begin to see slight sort of black and purple markings that just disappear up to the top of his back.
Okay. Do they look self-inflicted?
No, they do not.
Interesting. Alright. I'll just keep a mental note of that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and some of these guards that died, they had spears, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just swap out my staff for a spear?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Okay. You go up to one of the guards and, like, you see all three of them are kind of just, like, shaking in place and looking at what's happened and looking at each other and trembling, and you just coast over, and you just see one of them just shaking and, like, trying not to, like, pinch one off, just like you just did.
It was more splat one out than pinch one
Okay,
off.
yeah. It was just...
Yeah.
as you just lean down
Too much
and
spread.
grab one of the spears, and then you just like take a step back, and you kind of see them ease slightly, but still trembling. Just at that moment, Tara, you go over to Red, and she is still just.
Am I coming from behind her, or am I coming
from behind? Her back's to you.
Always from behind, bro.
Oh,
Always.
Yeah. No other place to be. No. On her dagger arm, I'm going to hand gesture off there so she doesn't turn and try to stab me.
You notice her head doesn't move at all.
Red? Red?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to nicely, like, gesture my hand over her hand of that, the stab one, with the dagger in it.
She doesn't resist.
I'm going to try to nicely remove.
As you do, she lets you pull her hand away with the dagger, and you see just as the dagger begins to retract, you begin to see a bit more of the blood just flow out of the chest of Maddie and begin to cover his entire clothes.
I'm going to, in one action, I'm going to twist the dagger away from him and her, and then with my left arm move from the shoulder to her head and kind of like let her embrace me, so I don't stab either of us, kind of thing.
So as
but she's still got a hand of the blade.
As you kind of just tuck it away to the side and quickly just tuck her in, you just feel her arms just wrap around her back.
That's cool. I'm just going to not say anything. I'm just going to let her have that little bit of a moment.
And she kind of pulls her head back after a moment.
Yeah.
I did what's right.
You did. You did. You knew he wasn't himself anymore.
He wouldn't want to be that.
No.
Well, I guess the Wanderers need someone now.
Okay. Just a person.
I've got an idea.
Go on.
Do you trust me?
Of course.
And as she exhales, you see her eyes, some of the black mist begins to just wash down her cheeks and out of her mouth and down her chin as she looks at you. And for the rest of you, you see this mist almost cloak appear from Red's shoulders, bellowing down her back. And as it does, as the smoke just whips, you all quickly see these smoke tendrils, just 3 of them, just unfurl out of this smoke and shadow cloak. And very quickly you see the edges just come to a very fine point. And as she's facing away and just looking to you, Tara, you look over her shoulder just a moment. And you see all 3 tendrils just launch away from her and away from you.
Okay.
And striking in unison all 3 of the remaining guards just through the chest. And you see all of them and you begin to see that same smoke float out of their mouths and down their chins before those 3 tendrils just and the smoke dissipates and Red's eyes just blink back to normal. And just in that moment, as you see her kind of you hear behind as all 3 bodies drop.
What did you do?
There has to be a change. And no one really needs to know. And you just see her head just look to the side of her shoulder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can our new friends be trusted?
No loose ends. I like your style.
I believe so.
You see Red turn and just stare at you, Aaron, with this kind of like almost grin of relief, but you see like dried tears, tear marks down her cheeks, and she looks at you. Can you be trusted?
I'm going to give her a pretty wide, vacant stare back. I'm not going to reply, though. I've got a disagreeable look in my face.
I'm sorry then. As the smoke begins to just fall down her eyes again and out of her mouth, you see
I'm going to
that cloak and that tendril begin, just one single tendril, and begins to gently, slowly float closer and closer to Aaron. And Tara, you shout at Red as you see her almost like in this trance.
Red? I'm going to try shake her a bit and see if that kind of like knocks her out of it.
You
I'll take a couple of steps back.
You kind of shake a little bit,
Yeah,
and she just stays in this trance. But her head just looks towards you, but still the tendril to you, your terror.
Okay.
Just as the tendril still keeps slowly, just flowing and getting closer and closer to Arrow. And as you take a couple steps back, it still keeps just gently following you. It gets closer.
Okay, somebody stop this.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to polymorph her.
I'm gonna jump in front of Aaron as well, but not facing the spike. I'm gonna face you and be
Face
like,
me.
you need to agree with her. You've seen what she's just done. Snap out of this.
Polly, is it a wisdom save?
It is a wisdom saving throw.
She got a 9 total.
Okay, it's not enough. She's going to turn into a brown bunny.
Okay. Aaron, just as the spy gets closer, and Finn like darts in front. Finn, just a few seconds, you turn your head back after motioning over to Aaron to agree, and you look, and the spike is getting about 1 foot, 8 inches, 6, 5, 3, 2, and the smoke disappears. Ooh. And instead, you look over to Tara, and rather than seeing Red in that trance, you see Tara holding this little brown bunny.
I'm gonna look over at Tara and Ben and all three of you and say, a good leader doesn't start his rule with death. How can we trust her?
How do we even know the purple hasn't gone?
It's true.
I think it's less about trust and more about just staying alive for this little bit.
You all immediately hear in your heads, life is the beginning of death. As you try and figure out some source, and you all begin to turn your heads, and you begin to see out of Maddie's mouth that purple, glittery black mist floats and it begins to grow slightly. And as it grows and creates this shape, it almost creates just a small picture of all of you standing next to each other upon pedestals. And within a blink, you see those images are now attached to ropes and nooses.
Oh, fuck off, you purple cloud. I'm going to take the cleaver out of Darius and throw it through at it.
Okay, roll an attack roll for me with d20 plus your dex.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Nice.
Mod being, well, of course it makes it 21 in total, but there we go.
Okay, so what's the damage?
Is that just a d6 for the cleaver thing?
I'll say
I don't know what my thing
was
is.
it the cleaver dagger?
Yeah.
D12.
D12. Fuck me. Okay.
Yeah, it hurts.
That is 4 damage.
So 8.
Yeah, I'm not proficient with daggers or anything.
Okay.
Plus dex, so 1, 5.
Okay. Well, because you got a natural 20, it's doubled. So 8, 9.
Oh, doubled.
So 9 damage.
Yeah.
As you... And not with the accuracy as Red or Maddie, but you do see this dagger just curve. And you see it hit that mist image. And for a moment, you see like a slight bit of resistance before it passes on through. And you hear that voice in your heads. I will miss all of you. Worry not. I shall see you soon, once again. And you see that image. You see all the body, all of your lore characters just drop and gently hang on those nooses before.
I'm gonna flap my wings at it and try and get us to dissipate.
You begin, and you see the smoke just collects and wisps away out of the balcony window.
I'm gonna turn my head to Tara, like 180 degrees, and then
Still
back
shooting.
another 180 degrees back at Gerald, and give him a really large, confused look.
Okay, so yes, she did just start a rule with murder. It wasn't the purple thing.
Tara.
Then turn my head all the way back at Finn.
I'm just as confused as you. Terra or Gerald, like, have you dealt with this before?
Not to this extent.
Mm.
Well, I'm stroking the bunny.
You see the bunny is like kind of getting a little bit irate and kind of like trying to nip at you.
Yeah. I'll just take a bit of it. I'll just try to hold on.
But if she is going to attack you, Aaron, you should probably make yourself scarce now. I don't quite want to fight her.
No.
Or you can fight her and I'll watch.
And sidelines. See.
I'm sure I can talk her around. But Aaron,
I don't wish to fight anyone.
then you're going to have to agree with her on this one. It doesn't sound like she can be reasoned with.
Agree with killing 3 innocent guards. Point at the bodies.
You don't know if they were innocent.
They were guards.
I've met enough guards in my time. That does not mean you're innocent.
Not all gods. Maybe we question it.
Nod.
Okay. I'll put it down, but keeping kind of a hand on. And then
she's
I'll
like
give her
snuggling
just
against your
enough.
hand.
I'll give it just enough damage to deal for it to pop up back. In fact, no. Fuck it.
You
No.
can
I can just drop concentration.
I was going to say, you have to deal damage.
Okay. So
I'm
I'm
gonna ready a spell.
okay.
Anyone else is
What
just gonna
spell are
see
you
me
readying?
pushing it on me.
I'm gonna ready gaseous form.
Okay, and what's the cue?
If that tendril comes back out and comes near me.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'm gonna try to put it down and literally last second make sure my arms are stretched out so I've got that bit of distance. Drop concentration. Red?
I really did enjoy you stroking me.
Have you at least calmed down a bit there?
Okay. And she turns to you, Aaron. I'm sorry. I've got a plan in mind, and I had to make sure that whoever I didn't trust wouldn't be able to tell anyone else.
Also did just remove our only evidence that we kind of killed the guy who killed the previous lord.
What did I do?
You killed them.
Yeah, very much so.
So what we
You
can...
were going to kill Aaron.
Okay. This is me. I was only going to kill him, Aaron, I'm sorry. If I thought that you're gonna go and tell everyone about what I'm about to do.
Maybe you should tell us what you're about to do, and then we can.
So, obviously, I don't want to rule Geralf. Fuck that.
Yeah.
He's the ruler. Just pointing over to Theron, kind of like he was partially bent over, like just grabbing like one of his pecs where he was like stabbed. Oh, yeah, great, thanks. Fuck. But I need to lead the Wanderers. But they're not getting. They won't accept me as their leader. So the best thing is to. And you see the smoke just not flow out, but gently like leave her mouth, and almost like a slight little like jellyfish of smoke. It goes out for a second before it just envelops her entire form, and as the smoke drifts away, you see the same height, same build, same features as you see Matty Mucker standing in front of you, next to his own dead body. I was thinking of doing something like this.
Ooh, way less hot.
I know, but I don't need to be like this all the time. What'd you say, Cam?
Better not be like that all the time.
And you just see Red look over towards Finn. What'd you say, Cam? You want to get inside? No, not now, do you?
You don't scare me.
Yeah. So I was thinking of, I'll deal with my dad's body, and then the Wanderers will be none the wiser. And as long as I keep, calling them cunts and all the other
Treating them like
mannerisms, yeah, then they won't believe anything is wrong.
You think you can keep up that lie indefinitely?
I can keep this form up indefinitely.
What are you going to explain to them if they never see Red?
They never asked any fucking questions about me before. as you see the smoke drop and her height instantly changes down to a normal form.
Mhm.
They weren't really that bothered if I was there or not. It's not like, you know, normal groups where, like, you know, the children of the leader are like all special. We're just like anyone else, expendable, disposable.
How about your 30 Wanderers?
What about them?
Well, they're going to go with you, aren't they? Stay in Girov while your dad was going to go back.
Well, I can always send a few of them back, and the rest can stay here, maybe help with guards until we get a few more to replace.
You've all been two places at the same time.
I can stay here.
But your dad isn't. Wasn't the plan he was going to go back?
I can sort something out.
Last
Or
thing,
I go.
your dad
and
knew
come back.
stuff that you didn't. He knew the ins and outs.
And who do you think spied on him all the time? Come on.
I'd like to insight her to see if she,
Okay.
knows, you know,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. 18.
With the dry smirk of just cocky confidence. She's not hiding behind the grin. And every word that she says, she means. And like very, very almost arrogant, but yeah, pushing that she does know everything her father does.
Do you think
I know.
there'll ever be a time that you'll take the place of your actual dad? Not as your dad?
Maybe. I mean, you know, when I guess if I grow up a bit, and maybe then they'll respect me a little more.
I've got an idea, Red. If you'll hear me out.
Okay.
How about you let me kill the fake Matty in front of the Wanderers in one-on-one combat, and then I will declare you as rightful leader.
I mean, it could work if we were in a more organised society, but the Wanderers, they're not going to do one-on-one. If they see you going after the leader, they're swarming.
But if
Yeah,
but if
hadn't
but if
thought about that.
Matty makes the rules, being you, and say if anyone challenges me, being Finn,
I mean, it could work.
Well, I'm game if you are.
What, for you to kill me?
Only a little bit.
Okay, only a little then. And you just see her eyes like flutter towards you again. Before like she then looks at you, Tara.
Suppose there's one way you're gonna get something of his inside you.
And she looks at she like big smile, she then looks back at you, Tara. I didn't say it. I didn't say
I'm
nothing.
going to just open my eyes a little wide, noticeably wide.
Fine.
Yeah. She's just like, I feel really judged right now.
You what?
I'm going to be sort of like just messing with some pretend dust between my fingers while saying, of course, I'll need this to curry a few favours with the Wanderers. And probably free drinks whenever I'm around, you know, that kind of thing.
So you wanna kill my dad again? Then
Technically, you did that. So,
okay, it's fine, but you get the point. So you wanna kill my dad, and you also want to be in favour with the Wanderers?
I'll settle for in favour with you.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
That's happening. I'm going to investigate Matty's possessions.
Okay. All right. So roll an investigation check for me. Gerald, I will say as well, because you didn't find the will, you found some trailing markings on Darius's back. You do find a small belt pouch, or like a little coin pouch, and it has 2 platinum pieces in there.
Nice. Pocket that.
Platty tubes.
Have a look for
17.
some. See if anyone's got any arrows on them. Any of these corpses have got arrows.
You notice that, albeit they don't have any crossbows or bows on them, you do see a couple small quivers just to the sides of their belts.
I'll go and check the quivers.
Okay, so I'd say overall you get 18 more arrows.
Sweet.
Finn, as you flutter your eyelashes and kind of like, pump out your chest, shoulders down, chin up, with that grin.
Moist looking.
Yeah, very, just always sweating.
Yeah.
You see Red's eye, like you see her blush slightly before she looks down. Fine. So we're gonna go back. I'm just out of the blue going to decide it's one-on-one combat, and then expect everyone to respect that decision while you kill me, and then how does it work?
I feel like Finn's gotta disrespect you first. And that pushes you over the edge. You then have the fight one-on-one. You tell them, I'm not having this cat, he's mine. And you fucking go for him.
Okay.
Exactly the same.
Gerald gets it.
Yeah.
Gerald gets
Okay.
it. And then leave it to me.
But
I'm sure I can talk to the rabble. I'm sure I can convince them that you're the
not this
the
rabble,
next
no.
best thing.
No. I mean, the thing is,
Mm.
it's very like, if the smoke bellows out again and the form changes, we have an issue, and I say, all right, come on then, cunt, and I go to fight you. If you kill me, all the other cunts are just gonna fucking dive on you.
Mm. Yeah, sounds like there's
What?
some beast to tame.
What I could do though is I could just play it around a little bit, so maybe at least for a little while Matty is here in Girolf, and then he leaves of his own mission and his own will and puts me in charge temporarily. But that temporariness becomes permanent.
Very little in that for me, but it could work, I guess.
You'll still get your free fucking drinks, cunt.
All right. Okay.
You all hear as Theron kind of stands up. Oh, fuck. As he just looks at the entire mess around. Yeah, we should, I think we should get ready just in case it comes back. I need to go and set some things in motion. I'll meet back with you soon, okay?
Wait, you're not bringing guards back up here, are you?
No. Why would I do that? I'm your friend first. And I'm the ruler of Geralt. Kind of.
We best get out of the incrimination room.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go and find Olivia and get things going. But I'll catch up, okay? And he kind of hobbles out. And you see Red or Maddie at this moment just stare at Theron And you see Theon's eyes just like, yeah, that's right, cunt. Breathe it in. And you see Theon's eyes just fucking weird as he turns around and darts off. So, is that alright with everyone?
Mm-hmm.
I do agree with Auron, though. Can we have less indiscriminate killing? I thought you wanderers were meant to, sneak.
Yeah, we do. When it's, certain targets or persons of interest that need to just, stop breathing. Okay, what about this then? Here's the deal. How about I only kill my own cunts in the Wanderers? They're my men, I deal with them how I like. How's that sound?
As long as it's not a little girl.
Okay, not the children. Unless they really fuck me off, in which case, I mean, they're fucking dead to us all.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I suppose it's the best. I mean, if you kill off the Wanderers, that's on you, really, so...
Yeah. And besides, any actual jobs and kills of anyone outside of our group, well, you'll never really know that we were ever involved.
Well,
I got a 17 on me.
Okay. You search just as everyone is, as all of you are kind of just sighing a big breath of relief, while still awkwardly looking around the room at all of the blood and the viscera and bodies laid out in front of you. And Tara, you search through and you find 2 cleaver daggers. You find a custom leather harness that can hold up to 8 different blades. That reaches all the way from like the around his collarbones, all the way down to his hamstrings.
Yeah. That's
You find a small silver and red ring in on a chain around his neck. And you also find, you find a small pouch, small coin pouch that feels really weighty. And you open it up, and a rough estimation, you find about 1,800 platinum in there. And you see a small little piece of parchment in there too, folded up.
if it's easy enough, I'm going to just have a look what that parchment says.
Yeah, yeah, it's written in common, and it reads as you unfurl it in scrawled handwriting. It reads, "All yours, cunt. Sorry for before. Maddie."
Cool. I'm going to pour that into my own
Okay.
money again.
Okay. Now, is everyone, are all of you okay to leave so I can deal with my dad?
Don't forget his knives. I think they were a big image.
Yeah, I will. As she just like begins to look around the room for any of the remaining daggers, and also you see her grabbing a couple of her blades as well out of different sheaths and putting them in the harness.
Yep. I'll try to remove his arms to take it off him to give it to her.
And just at that point, you see the smoke dissipate, and you see her now wearing that similar grey-black trench coat that Maddie is wearing.
Mm-hmm.
You see the button-down shirt, but with like this sort of big ruff of a scarf, kind of like a half bandana, half scarf thing, just wrapping around her neck. And you see as she moves around and the coat just opens slightly, you see that same harness is on her, and you can see easily visible, like as she turns, about 4 different handles. So when we're all together, because I think I'm going to be a part of the council here. I mean, I think Theron told me that, but even if he hasn't, that's the term. So if you meet those terms, then I'll always be here. We can always see each other, and when we're like this in private, then he'll be me. And her eyes like dart to yours, Finn. And I know some of you really like looking at me.
I think, I'll give you sort of a wry smile, and then I'm just going to play my cards close to my chest and turn and walk towards the door.
Okay. And you hear Red just say, okay, so all of you just head out and I'll be there in a little while, okay?
Okay.
I'm alright.
And just as you all make your way out, Tara, you feel your hand catch.
Yeah, I was going to hold back
Yeah.
when everyone had left anyways. Yeah.
I'm really sorry about before.
Sorry about what?
You know, making one of our new friends angry with me.
I only saw them. Is it in game today? Or was it yesterday we saw them?
So
They've
which?
come down from the pods.
Oh,
Finn and Aaron.
Yesterday,
Is it
I think.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
I've only seen them for a day.
Well, yeah, but I mean, something tells me they're a little bit clingy, so they'll probably stick around for a little while.
Probably.
Yeah.
The more the merrier.
I do want to thank you, though.
Go on. For what?
Everything.
Everything?
I mean, come on, if you hadn't have been there, then by now, I'd probably still be trying to see if I could stab you when you're all metal.
Well, yeah, but let's be honest, you would have missed. So, you did the first time, so. Just saying.
Okay.
I
well,
think I somehow feel a bit of, and I'll just gesture where my arm was when I clotheslined her. Yeah, I think I feel a little something.
Oh, does it tingle? Yeah. Do you want me just fucking open that up too? We could both have a look then.
No, I do have a question. So,
Yeah.
and I'll pull out the chain that he was wearing with the ring on. Do you know what this ring is?
Yeah.
What is it?
It was my mother's ring.
Well, there's only one fitting place. And I'll untangle the to open it up, and then I like swing her hair around, and I'll put it on her.
As you swing her hair, she just like grabs one of your hands. No, I've got a better place. And she just takes the chain from you.
Yeah.
Pulls the chain out.
Okay.
And just goes to grab your hand. It's not going on that finger. Don't get all fucking soppy. And just like plops it on your middle finger.
Nice. Looks pretty good.
It looks really pretty on you.
I'll use light. Sorry. I'll use produce flame, but just enough so it's a bit like a candle flame. So there's a bit of light close, and I'll move it around bit by bit. Does look pretty good.
What you see is just like a standard like silver band, but through the center there's just that one like almost like pearlescent ruby red stripe in the center, all the way around the ring, and it looks
nice.
Really, really something. Right now as well, you do feel a strange warmth all over you, as if the warmth of the mildly breezy day has just hit you for the first time. And as you're holding that flame, you notice maybe about after a couple seconds of looking at the ring, you see the ring like gently light up, and the little flame, just for that moment, just goes and just grows into this roaring fire in your hand as you just cancel it out.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I don't know what the fuck that was.
That's cool. Yeah, it's right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you go
Yeah.
and catch up with them. I'll deal with my dad and then catch up with you, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm only a stone throw away.
I know, I've still got it.
Yeah, good. Just saying.
I haven't sold it yet.
Yeah, good.
Move.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn, grab an arm, pull her back, and I'll give her a kiss on my face.
Okay.
A little good old smooch.
Big old
And then
smooch.
before she has time to reply,
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn her and then go away. Has to end on that and then go.
And you just cool points back to her, just straight away.
No turn of the face to the door.
No
Gonna
second
walk
look.
past, shut the door. No, yeah. And on the high.
And you leave the throne chamber, closing the door behind.
Cool.
Rejoining the rest of you as you find yourselves at the main entrance foyer of the keep. What would you all like to do?
I'm going to scamper off ahead towards the door and have a look around the guard and the giant woman.
Okay.
Leave
So
that, basically.
yeah. You take a step out the main gates, and you see the Goliath and the Halfling are both dead, sprawled out, bleeding. None of them have moved since you and Tara ran past before. Roll an investigation check for me, please.
Five.
Out of both of them, you don't find anything except on the Goliath you find a very obvious folded piece of parchment tucked away in her belt.
Okay. I'm going to poke the parchment out, open it up, and see if I can read it.
Well, luckily, there's nothing to read. You look and you see a very, very childlike drawing with like different chalks and crayon that very roughly resembles your wizard ally of Theron with a big heart around his face.
Okay, I'm going to Giggle. Put it in my pocket.
Okay.
And then I'll walk back to you guys, stretching. Could do with a bath. And look pretty expectantly at Gerald and Terra.
When it's just us three, like me, Aaron, and Finn. So what are you two doing? I mean, you've kind of just dropped in, helped us deal with whatever the fuck that was. Are you planning on just trying to go back home?
I have no home.
Yeah, I can't really go home either. Long story. Don't want to talk about it. But yeah, I figured we'd probably just hang out around here. So far, it's been pretty exciting.
Almost that.
If you want excitement, you could just join us on our travels. Our ship's always in need of a couple more crewmates.
Yeah. You know, you've mentioned this ship a few times, and I'm keen to see it.
Admittedly, it's a couple days ride from here, but we can get.
And you mentioned travels. Where will you travel?
Well, don't know about the others, but really want to go visit Crystal Grove? I mean, sounds great. It's probably flashy. Want to get me some crystals? And then there is a nice little item that I wish to go pick up from a collector somewhere in. Oh, bastard! What?
The place is
I've
called
lost the
Bastard.
name. This is.
Changes
No, I've lost
map.
the name. I've written it down somewhere, and I know I have.
Do you want me to help
Changes
you out?
the map. Brackets.
Yeah, please.
Oh, bastards.
Oh, bastard. Just south of Bollocks.
Oh, shit.
Thank you. It's in Krillgard. And you know, he may not be willing to part with it, so some shenanigans may ensue.
We're talking thievery. We're talking thievery and deceit. And if there's coin to be had.
I mean, he's probably going to be they don't know. They're probably going to be a very rich person.
Well, you've got me sold. How about you, Aaron?
I'm up for an adventure. But not thievery.
He'll come around.
Well, I'll pass.
I'm gonna put my arm around Gerald and be like, now about this bath.
I'm sure we can find one.
Okay, now we're talking.
We are in the main keep. It must be around here somewhere.
At this point, Tara, you do join all three of them from down the large staircases.
You know, when we last went into the keep, did we manage to pass any bath rooms or?
No, not that you know of.
Okay, that's
You
fine.
only were really thinking about the throne room and how to get there.
Fair.
Oh, Thor,
Yes.
where are the baths?
To be honest, probably somewhere.
Excellent.
It's not the route that we took, so it's got to be somewhere else.
Well, we can go search.
You hear a very distant echoing voice. No baths here. Here.
Did it sound like anyone we've heard from before?
From the distance, yes, it sounds like Theron shouting from 16 different hallways away.
Okay, I'm going to shout quite loudly, echo in my lungs kind of thing. Where's the closest one?
East of
I think
town. Town.
Yes,
I'm just
and
going to shout, you dirty bastard! And then I'm just going to cast. I think I've got it. I'm just going to cast Watery Sphere on myself.
Okay. just as you begin to just whip out and create this sphere of water, you hear Theron shout back, East of the market. When there all the time. And just at this point, you all see Finn just open his arms wide, and you see like a small rotating sphere of water just. And what are you just going to like just dunk your head in?
Yeah. I'm going to create it around myself, and
Okay.
then I'll cancel the spell. It'll drop to the floor. Much fresher.
You feel fresher, but everyone, as everyone's still standing around, you all of you, including Finn, are still a little bit stinky. Except now, Finn just smells a little bit like wet dog.
Nice.
Oh, what's it called? I'll just prestidigitize and just dry him off.
And very quickly, you see Gerald just click his fingers, and all that water from the floor, and you just. And you are dry as a bone. Until all of the natural sweat begins to just go down your body. And this.
How are you with water?
Speaking to me.
Is your name Aaron?
I'm going to show you the water beading off my feathers
Oh, okay.
and flick it off.
Okay. Do you like
I don't
water?
No, I don't like water.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a good old sniff to see if that one smells.
You get close, and everyone, this is the first time Tara, the grey-skinned, slightly like little divots of horns changeling, steps up to you, and like nearly pushing her face into your chest and.
Full on inhale.
Aaron isn't all too whiffy.
Okay. Cleans himself.
I'm going to suggest I've got a nice pine scent to me.
Ooh.
Yeah, just a very
Familiar
nice like
though.
woody pine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
You. Trying to aim for his shoulder, but not knowing where about his shoulder is. Pads on the side. You smell fresh. Turn around and be like, oh. So, I think I heard east of somewhere?
East in the town. I'm sure it's got to have a sign, right?
I would assume so. If so, they're missing out.
Let's go. It better be fucking luxurious, because someone's got a shit house.
Did you just hear that? House.
Shit, house.
You just see, just as you all turn and begin to leave, just as you're closing the door, you hear, "Fuck you, you."
And then a mage hand comes out with a middle finger and the door slams shut.
You see, just in the distant hallway, just a snaking like mage hand finger is just trying to search for wherever you are before the doors. And all of you stand outside as the late morning light now cascades across all of you. It's patchy and cloudy, but some sunlight peeks through, and it very gently illuminates the two lifeless bodies bleeding next to you as you breathe in the fresh air of Geralt.
I'm going to nudge the halfling with my foot and be like, "Whew. Glad Theron has to deal with this." So where should we go now? You guys have any plans?
Looking for someone to shower, aren't we?
I think I agree with that house.
Well, I'm all clean now, but I mean, if that's where you guys are going, then of course I'll come with.
can always use. There was a wonderful invention. I think it was called soap.
Soap. Soap. I like the sound of that.
Smells nice.
Alright, so
That's his head.
all of you begin to make your way through Girolf and through the various twists and turns past the market, as you do see some people, some townsfolk, masons beginning to chisel large boulders and smaller rocks, and I'd say all of you do notice that they are the way that they're shaping some of these rocks and filing them down and chiseling. They're beginning to look like humanoid forms. And I think Ranau Gerald and Aaron, both of you with your keen eyes notice that, as you notice a couple like stone heads and weapons are already nearing completion by a couple of or a few of these masons. They are grouped around the same stone and chiseling bits and filing other parts. You, at least the two nearly completed heads you see, are very close to resembling that of Finn and that of Terra.
I'm going to point at the head of Ben Stone's sorry, the carved stone that looks like Finn's head. And then look at Finn and say, I think that's you.
And just as you say that, Aaron, you see two of the masons like turn. I am so sorry. And you see like this very much older set halfling man and his wife get down on one knee and begin to bow their heads towards all of you. And the man quickly turns around with his head. Everyone, it's them. And you see this small crowd of about 40 masons who are busy doing their stonework, all like turn to all of you, and instantly you see this crowd of different ilk and kin, Goliaths, halflings, gnomes, a couple dwarves, some Durgar, a couple genasi, all just drop to one knee, and you begin hearing like little whispers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And all this gentle, almost beginning to peak to a louder wave of whispers of praise and gratitude to all of you.
That's good to be up and like soaking it all in. Very happy.
I'm going to step forward and offer my hand out to the older gentleman that was the first to kneel.
And he just holds his hand out.
And I'm going to lift him up to his feet. And then I'm going to pull some berries out of my pocket and put them in his hand.
A gift?
And then I'm just going to say, we are just people like you.
Thank you so much.
And he kind of like turns away to like go and like pack the berries, and you see a younger, probably like 12-year-old boy.
Oh, can I have one?
Just like beginning to reach over, and you see that halfling. Yeah, fuck off, they're mine. As he packs them up and just stows them away in one of his chests.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Goodberry again.
Okay.
And let me just mark that off.
And
It's gonna be like Jesus and the 500.
Yeah.
500.
and
I'm
straight
just
away,
gonna-
the same halfling kind of like turns back.
Oh, a gift. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. I mean, it's really
I'm not gonna
appreciated.
I'm not gonna shove him out of the way, but I'm gonna just sort of offer them to the
just
kid
gently
instead
pass.
and let them pour out of my hand into his hands.
Yeah, and the kid takes.
Thank you so much. All of you are my heroes.
You're welcome.
And
Anytime.
and you see, like, as he takes one, just takes it.
Wow. Thank you so much.
And you see like a slight tear come to his eye, and as he turns around and begins to wrap him, you see that halfling look over.
Yeah, don't oversell it, you twat.
And begins to keep chiseling and filing away as everyone kind of stands up and gives one more whisper of thank you. And this torrent of thanks rains again just before they all begin to turn and keep chiseling away or filing or preparing.
Before you just leave, I'm just gonna grab one of them. Is it that way to the bathhouse?
Is it what way?
Eastward, that way. Is that way to the bathhouse?
And as you're pointing over that way, you just see this gnome.
I'm not sure. What are you trying to find?
Bathhouse? I'm gonna I'd like to conjure up with minor illusion just a picture of like a general bathhouse. Or bath, should I put?
And as you just conjure up that image, they're just like a 3D, just a little bathtub that begins to rotate. You see this gnome.
Oh, by the gods, you demon spirit!
And he just begins to angrily storm off.
I didn't think baths were evil, but apparently so.
And
Can I look up and see where about east would be from like sun?
yeah, roll a survival check. And
Oh, well, we're not with that one. Oh no, it's okay. 14.
14. You work out where east is, and it is, for all of you, is just off to the right, down a few smaller alleyways that you at least have the impression will open up into a larger space.
I'll like block out the sun so I can see just about where it is, and it. This way.
And just at that same point, you see a Duergar just tap on Finn's calf, or on your hamstring, Finn.
Yes? How can I help you?
Why, you're sweaty.
Yeah. Comes with the territory.
You
I'd
know-
be impressed if you can carve that in.
Well, we could do our best, but if you need a bath or anything like that, you'll probably want to go over to this to one of the bathhouses just east.
Yeah, that is kind of where we're heading, actually. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
can you lead us?
No,
No.
but what I will say, friend, good luck with Yoda. Have a good day.
As he just like hobbles off and goes back to, like, you see him like pick up one of the larger pieces of stone and just begins carrying it over to another small wooden platform.
Oh, my man. As you're creating me, I just go to pull out a gold piece and just hand it to him. You know, just a bit, maybe half a foot taller, so a bit bigger.
Yeah, I think I could do that.
Thank you.
And he hovers away, leaving.
Was that in hearing distance?
You're all together,
Okay.
grouped up more or less.
When Gerald comes back from kind of talking to him, you know it's going to make you probably smaller.
Oh, as if I can get much smaller.
In fact, I didn't even ask you. Do you like the water?
I'm pretty alright with water.
Oh, okay.
Kind of get used to it and not having been able to fly. Ground, water.
True.
Those are the two things that kind of attract me.
Have you ever wanted to fly? This is while we're talking.
Okay,
Well,
yeah,
we're
as you're
walking,
walking through, yeah.
Kind of
okay.
walking.
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to fly?
Have you ever heard the tales of kangaroos before?
No. Now I'm interested.
Ah. Well, my father did tell me once. He was saying that the kangaroos were renowned for being stealthy and ultimately some of the best thieves that this planet could find. And thus, the gods grew jealous. And at one point, the kangaroos went too far. They stole a god's prized possession. He wouldn't tell me what it was. But for that, we were stripped of our ability to fly. And our ability to talk. So that we would never be able to tell any tales, spread any secrets or whispers either. However, as you can kind of tell, I'm a bit of a rare one.
Okay.
Obviously, some of us have managed to steal back or retain our speech,
Well,
but no one
I'm
has
glad.
ever got their flight back.
So, I'll look where about Aaron is. Are you jealous of?
Little beady-eyed, flowery bird that can steal my man's heart?
That's the one.
Never.
Brilliant.
Would you like to feel what it feels like to fly?
I'll step
That's-
away back for that all.
That I already do know, thank you. I have a beautiful woman that will take me gladly on her back. And I have my ship. That's...
And just at that point, you all come up to this opening after the small alleyways begin to zig and zag. It opens up into another courtyard, almost, within Geralf. You see around here there's more agriculture and farming supplies and crops that are being sold. You actually see in the ground, rather than the snow-covered earth that you're used to seeing here, you see sprouts of green and yellow and some flowers. It's almost like a separate little wonderland compared to the snowy covered barren wasteland that is Yildivarn. And just as you step through step over that threshold, you are greeted with this large, fancy, dark oak wooden building with 2 stories or 2 floors from ground, and a beautiful, shingled roof with all the little tiles folding over each other. The windows themselves from the top 2 levels are clear and you can see through. The bottom windows on the ground floor are completely tinted and you're unable to see through. But you do see a large sign hanging above, and everything, by the way, here, pristinely clean. The woodwork is incredible, there are no splinters, there are no rough edges. Everything is clean, vibrant, and almost like a new city entirely. And you look at this sign above, and you see a portrait, or more of a animated, very colourful and easy to read portrait of a blonde woman, a blonde human, and you see her holding her top open, but instead of seeing her breasts, you see them covered by these large, ceramic jugs. And you see in big bold letters above and below, deep jugs.
Tasteful.
Okay. Now this is more like my kind of town. You guys been here before?
No, but like you say, I would have come here sooner if I'd known.
Okay. Just while I've got you, actually, Gerald, you haven't heard of anyone called Yoda before, have you?
Not at all.
Okay, just... Oh, forget it. Maybe it was just a weird dude.
Well, who cares about some weird dude when we have the deep jugs to enjoy?
Yes. Again, I'm going to put my arm around your shoulder and march off towards Deep Jugs.
We are gonna head in.
Okay. Alright, so you head in, and there's a nice aroma of green tea and almost like a slight elderflower scent floating across. And instantly it's just... and you already feel relaxed. You see a large open room with multiple little individual armchairs set out with little ottomans that are all carved and built out of these gorgeous, like, almost display piece wooden frames. It's dimly lit by only a few candles here and there, or a few candelabras just on the walls that are oh so gently just flickering, but not enough to annoy you, but not enough to blind you either. And you hear from the next room over, you hear a couple little giggles. You just hear no, as you hear some water splash slightly. And from the back door, you see it just very gently, and stepping through, you see a large, lanky, really extraordinarily thin elf. And you see the posture is still there, the large sort of the salmon and beige robes that they have on, almost kind of like a slight like Arabian aesthetic with different patterns going across, but still simplistic enough and breathable. As you see the very like porcelain pale complexion on this sharp-chinned man, as his elven ears point up, and very like blonde and almost little streaks of blue, light blue in his hair, all straight hair coming down just like over one shoulder, perfectly straight, perfectly cut, not a single hair follicle out of place. And as he steps forward, you notice with the robe he has on, the robe itself barely moves at the feet, and you almost just kind of see him like glide over very gently and stand tall in you. As soon as he stands up, he's about as tall as you, Aaron. Maybe just a couple inches shorter. So for all the rest of you, that's pushing about 6'9", 6'10".
So do you own this place?
And you see his eyes just look you up and down. Reminiscent of how Red looked you up and down, but really burning in every single inch of your body as he looks down and up with a slight smile.
Brackets creep.
No. My eyes are up here, darling.
Are you? Welcome. And the elf leans down, nearly nose touching nose with you, Finn. Do you want a bath? Do you want a bath, darling?
Okay. Yes to the bath. I'm going to take a step back.
And as you step back, you notice the elf takes one step forward.
Okay. I'm going to kind of put my hands up, kind of try and circle around, like.
You begin to circle, and he begins to like look like he's gently circling with you.
Mhm.
Before you see him just do a quick little tight spin and a flourish out as his one arm goes like behind just a small cupboard door and pulls out 4 little pink robes. You'll be needing these if you're gonna have a bath. You just go in this room here, just get changed there, and I'll be waiting for you.
I'm gonna snatch a robe without saying anything and just walk straight into that other room.
And you all grab a robe.
I'm not gonna grab one.
Okay. What's wrong? Don't you want the robe?
I'm gonna like look down and gesture that I'm basically not wearing any clothes anyway. I'm covered in feathers.
And just as you see now, his eyes glued onto your body and looking all the way down and up. You can keep yours off. That means I might.
I'm gonna walk straight past him, but my head turns and fixates on him as I walk into the changing room.
Okay. And as you walk through, all of you are greeted with different portraits of women in various states of undress, different races, different builds, different faces. But you get a sense it's not so much as sexualizing, it's freedom. And for you, Tara, you step in and it is from the very start, except for the elf, the host.
Yeah.
It has felt, especially to you, it has felt like a paradise befitting for a good, kind woman.
Nice.
And just as you all slowly begin to change and get on the small, very thin and short pink robes, the door just gently opens. Come on through, ladies. And the elf just gestures for all of you to start moving through. And with the door fully open and his long arm stretched out, looking down at most of you except for Aaron, with that big smile and like definitely looking you up and down in your new robes, and gestures for you to follow into the next room.
Gerald, as he's going past, just giving like a polite nod, essentially, as he's looking up at us.
As you nod, you see him like just put like sort of almost like cross his feet together, pull part of his robe to the side and curtsy. But as you do, just to the height difference, you see everything.
Okay.
And you see the elven form just like almost dance towards the door, and just as he grabs onto both handles, he just turns to all of you. Now, boys, I expect you to be respectful and just enjoy your bath. Okay? Welcome to the deep jugs, darling. And he opens the doors, and immediately the giggles and laughter begin to fill the space around you. And just as you step in and the cloud of steam just washes over all of you, You squint your eyes, just barely beginning to make out what you see. And the doors behind you slam shut. And that's where we're going to leave it and take a quick break.
Yo.
What a fun time so far.
Fun.
Literally left us at a loss for words. I thought it was-
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I found myself pretty disarmed by that character.
To everyone watching, thank you very much for watching so far. We hope you've had as much fun as we have, and we very much look forward to keeping it going. We are going to just go and take a quick break, take a short few minutes to go to the bathroom. We'll get some snackies, so if you need to, please do the same, and we will see you back in just a short while. welcome back. As we come back into the game, after the Companions of Fate dealt with a shadowy entity that had some kind of anger issues, the mist and the voice of Ilashtavar left all of you after Red finally said goodbye to her father, taking the dagger out of his heart. And after some intense moments, she finally explained to you of her doings and what she wants to do from here. And after a plan was set, you all left the throne chamber for her to deal with her father's body, whilst Theron ran to go and set a few things in motion. After a brief talk of Aaron and Finn deciding that their place is here with all of you, and for the however long in the future you might have, and to celebrate, you decided to get all cleaned up, and a bathhouse was exactly what you needed. And just after you passing a large group of masons sculpting statues of all of you, and a very beautiful gesture from Aaron to a maybe not so grateful halfling. But you all continued and made it to Deep Jugs, the one and only bathhouse within Girolf. And you were greeted by the very creepy, extremely lanky elven man. And just as you were whisked away in your pink robes into the main bathhouse, the mist hits all of you, and the warmth immediately hits you. And just as you begin squinting through the mist to see what's ahead, the doors quickly slam behind you. And this is where I pick it up.
Okay, that was weird. I'm just gonna try and get a layout for the room.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me.
14.
14, okay. You squint your eyes and you kind of as the steam begins to hit you, and you kind of try and blow it away and waft it out of your face. As your eyes come into focus, you see this extremely gorgeous and lavish marble tiled floor in front of you. You see small dips in the marble as you see some small individual almost hot tubs are recessed into the floor. And the main attraction you notice, as all of the voices inside just go silent to a hush, you see this large communal steamed bath that is set into the marble floor with a couple steps going down and into it. And you see it's about 12 feet wide or so, and about 35 feet long. But the one thing, and as the steam clears for all of you, the one thing you do notice that catches you off guard are all of the creatures inside the pool. I don't think any of you have really ever seen any of these, but you see 12 to 16 completely naked female humanoids, half chimp, half humanoid. But you notice against the fur, as it's slowly matting itself before they scrub it up with soap and gently lower themselves into the steam pool, you notice that these weird fleshy fabricy hide wings or pieces of fabric just strips, almost if you tear a large flag, and you notice that it's coming out from one of their wrists and they hang down loosely, attaching to just on the side of their thigh. on both of their arms, and you notice all 16 pairs of eyes, all just very relaxed, just look to all of you.
Well, good evening, all.
Cannonball! I'm going to sprint. I'm going to jump as high as I can. Lock in. Cannonball straight into the middle.
Okay, all right.
Roll, commit.
Yeah, roll an acrobatics check for me.
Six.
6. Okay. You see Finn yell cannonball as you sprint, and just as you're about to jump, your foot just slips out in front of you, and you just slam straight, just slamming the back of your head into the marble floor with a slight squeak of your foot before all of you just hear flesh just wet and thud, just with a nice little deep of an impact as Finn, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. As you get that much of a hit against the hard marble floor, you just feel winded, and you just feel all of the air kicked out of you.
Gerald's going to walk past him, just dropping the robes, and then just calmly walking into said bathroom. Graceful.
And you do hear a couple of the creatures clapping you, Finn.
Thank you. I'm just going to get up sheepishly, follow Gerald.
Okay. Oh, could I say I've actually bought in one of my items, which is just actual soap?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to bring it with me.
Okay. Aaron and Tara, what are you doing as you see all of these like chimp-like humanoids with these weird like tethers or tethered fabric, fleshy skin things hanging between the wrist and the thigh?
Are they able to see us, or they just know that we're there?
They can see you. As clear as day, you see 16 very naked female Hadozi.
Okay.
Just dipped in the steam pool, looking at you.
I'm gonna riskfully take off my robe and slowly walk in with some kind of confidence, but more like I'm unsure about my own body, so I'm worried about what they think. That kind of feeling, and I'll nod a little, give a little head shake, and sit down. But then my face kind of submerged, so I'm breathing out my nose. Yeah, that's what you see.
I'm gonna walk up to the edge of the pool, already naked, sort of 1 foot tucked back up under my feathers, and just really ungracefully just start preening me feathers and pulling along feathers and stuff and pulling old feathers out and stuff. I'm not going to get in the water, I'm just going to stand by the edge doing that.
You immediately, Aaron, you see one of the smaller, more petite Hadozi just kind of perk their head up to you and quickly hurl themselves out of the pool and onto the side, near enough on all fours, but just on their knuckles. And you see her quickly just and just looking at you, staring.
I'm just going to pull my head out and step back.
And you see her hand just very gently point to one of the white and golden feathers on the ground. Can I have one?
I'm just gonna look at the feather, look back at this creature and then just carry on preening.
And you just see her gently take one. And quickly, like, before you look again, you just hear that. And when you bring your head back up, you see her just off, like, next to one of the small little individual hot tubs. And you just see her, like, looking at the feather and just watching it just, like, bend slightly before, like, feeling all along it and really intrigued. Just at that point, Tara,
Yeah.
one of the Hadozi women, kind of like, just they look like they're about to just walk out normally, and as they reach the solid step coming out of the steam pool,
Yeah.
you notice them quickly just like leap slightly, and as they cross about like 10 feet from like the back of the pool to like the side,
Yeah.
you kind of just see, just for a moment, that those weird skin flaps
Yeah.
just kind of almost like catch air for a second before and you see as she like leans into you, Finn, as you've sat down, you look to your left and you see Gerald just calmly like submerged. You look to your right and you just see naked Hadozi butt in your face as this Hadozi is just like leaning down, squatting and leaning down on pretty much all fours, like so close to Tara that you worry that she might just like fall in, but completely and very unnaturally staying balanced. And Tara, you just see this face get closer to you.
Gonna like scream slightly backwards.
And they just kind of follow you on the side of the pool. And as you kind of like catch yourself backed up to a corner for a moment,
I'll raise my head just enough to talk. You okay? And do my head back in.
your skin is so pretty.
And just off the top, near the right at the top of the water, you'll probably see that slightly darker grey. Thank you.
May I wash your back? And you wash mine? It is how we welcome all of the new people here. Would you care for it?
Do you all work here?
No. We live here.
Live?
Live
Where do you sleep?
upstairs in a few rooms. Would you like to go see?
I'm okay. You live with... And I'll point backwards towards the door.
He is so lovely, isn't he?
You could
I'd
say
like
that.
to cast Detect Thoughts to see
Um,
surface level if there's like, well, just in general, I'm looking out for worry, essentially.
Okay. You hear. Oh, that one is cute. Shall I go say hi? And you hear another thought. There clearly isn't enough muscle on that. Who is she? She looks nice. And the only worry you hear is, oh no, I think he is sad. I need to speak to him.
I won't bother delving any deeper onto anyone then. As those goes. As none of them sort of worry that she's sort of like when they're talking about the other person.
And just that point, as Tara, as you're speaking with this one and
Yeah.
Finn, a small, petite Hadozi just like gently swims over to you, and you just see basically like same thing what Tara was doing, where it's like just submerged up to the nose, and they just gently like creep up to you and stop about a foot away.
Okay. Hey, what's up?
You look sad. Is
No.
it because you tried to cannonball and really messed it up?
Oh, so you saw that?
Everybody saw it.
No, don't tell me that. Tell you what, let me show you this instead. And I'll cast Shape Water. I'm just going to produce a water silhouette of a babe and have a do some dancing.
Okay, I like it. So as you begin to control the water and turn it into this almost like ballet dancer, as they just soar across slightly and do some pirouettes and spins, very gentle and graceful, you see her big brown eyes light up and stare, and then she looks back up at you like almost panickingly.
You need something back. I need to pay you something. I will do a cannonball.
Yes, you go for the cannonball.
Okay.
And she climbs out of the pool on all fours and she very meekly just goes,
Cannonball.
and she runs, and you notice as the speed picks up, the hands come off the ground and goes into a full sprint. And just as you leap up, just as she leaps up into the air, you just hear like a very bright as she leaps, and you see some of the two almost like gliding appendages just catch for a bit in the air as she glides closer and closer before she just like pulls them in and does like almost a corkscrew into a cannonball. But even after all that, you just see the smallest little of a splash.
Dan.
Yeah, I'm going to stand up, start applauding.
As she
Was it that good?
That was it. That was a good one. That was a good one. Now it's a party. Do you guys have drinks in here?
We do. Let me get you one. Or some.
Yeah, you may as well bring some. Get yourself something as well.
and she heads off into the other side of the room. Is anyone else doing anything?
I agree with washing my back to wash hers.
And she looks at you. How many hands do you have?
Beat them out of the water. Two.
Not what I was expecting, but fine.
What were you expecting?
And she kind of pulls herself out of the water on the side just to sit up and bring her legs out, and you see the very hand-like feet as she holds up her own hands as well.
I have a couple more.
That's fair. I will for size-wise, are they vastly smaller or vastly taller?
This Hadozi is roughly about 4 feet, and
Okay,
they are one of the larger out of this group.
Okay. One moment. I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to use my changeling form to try to shrink down to a point where I'm like the tallest one of them, until I look more like them.
Okay.
But with obviously Tara's little hints of a dreadlock, still probably on the greyish side maybe, but I'll try to mimic them as much as I can.
Okay. So after you concentrate and you feel your body changing, after a few moments of the bubbling of the skin and broiling before as it changes colour, and you begin to see small little hairs begin to sprout out like a beard before it passes over all of your body and face.
Yeah.
And after a few moments, all of you see the terror form of a Hadozi. And you look down at yourself and you see 4 hands, 2 arms, 2 legs. You see the sort of gliding, fabric-y flesh. And instantly, you feel a little bit heavier with all the fur in the water. But you see the Hadozi's eyes just light up in a big smile. You are ready to be washed. And she just ushers you over to the group.
Okay. I'll kind of take one for the team.
Good luck, Tara.
I know.
And
That was good.
Go on.
I'll let you do. I was just going to be saying that Joe was just going to start sort of washing himself anyway and just relaxing in general, like lying back, not particularly paying too much mind to anything else that's happening now. Giving himself sort of probably go from the edge of one of the pool just so he can sort of lay out. I know he's not tall, but he's laying out. He's not really particularly then going to be in anyone's way there either.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, you kind of float yourself over, away from others. And just as the Hadozi brings back some drinks, you notice she's just holding a tray. She comes back, and as she puts the tray down next to the side, she looks at you, Finn.
How many would you like?
Well, how many have you got?
I have bought 7. Would that be enough for you?
We could go 6 for me, 1 for you.
That sounds good.
And you see her turn kind of on her butt a little bit as you see both feet and both hands grab 4 drinks and hand them to you, or try to.
Okay, I think I'm just going to do one at a time now and just take the one from the left hand.
And she kind of looks as you bring your arms out a bit more.
Oh. I did not think you were the slow type. But okay.
What do you
And
What do you mean by
She
that?
grabs a couple more and
I'm
just
going
lets
to
them
take it
down.
with a bit of angst.
What was your name?
Finn.
It was nice meeting you, Finn. Enjoy the drink.
And she turns away and hurries over to the group.
Okay. I'm going to sip my drink, sort of glide over towards Aaron, and just be like, these are pretty weird. Like, do you know anything about this race?
I pick up their head from. Look at you like. Who?
Okay, I'll be like, oh, forget it. Doesn't matter. And then I'm going to neck my drink, leave it on the side, go underwater, and practice using my gills.
Okay. just before you dip as well, an arrow, and you pick your head up and you see 4 Hadozi all surrounding Hadozi Terra, all kind of floating in the water and using all 4 hands to just run over her fur on her shoulders, back, chest, stomach, legs, everywhere. Not in any kind of like really excited or really like a weird sex thing, but like it almost looks like more of a ritualistic washing. As you see, there's certain parts they won't touch, but certain parts they need to completely cover. And I mean, to a degree, it is quite nice and almost beautiful to see. But
does it feel okay, or
it feels
fucking awful?
It feels like you've got 16 hands on you, but
Nice.
it's gentle, it's soothing. The soap against your skin fur is really pleasant, and it's whenever you've wild shaped into dogs or cats and anyone is like giving you scritches, it feels like that, but times 16.
Nice. I'll kind of like, instead of taking that shock of what the fuck didn't happen, I'll take that kind of like relaxed kind of posture instead of feeling the worry, kind of like letting the stress kind of go away from us.
Okay.
I'm gonna find like a puddle, not a bath, but a puddle. Just start really violently and very quickly dropping to the puddle, doing like several barrel rolls, then standing up and puffing my feathers out and blasting all the water off, and just sort of repeating that process over and over again.
Okay, yeah, you all
Quite chaotic.
Yeah, you all begin to like hear very loudly the tuck and roll that everyone is doing over and over against the hard marble floor in a small little puddle, as you just hear like almost a tornado. And it's just a constant whirlwind of that. But during the rest of your bath time, is there anything anyone else wants to do, or just soak
As
it
he's
in?
doing that, I said, can you not rest, man?
Is this not the only way to clean your feathers?
You have a lot, yes, but surely you can just dry off later, a bit more thoroughly. Just step in a bit deeper. Come, it's relaxing. Just let it flow around you.
Is there benches at the edge of this pool?
Yeah, there are a few.
Like that you can sit like waist deep in it.
Yeah, you see a few different like marble benches that are completely set, like I'd say about 2 feet away from the sides of the pool.
I'll stand on one of them.
Okay.
with one leg.
Okay. You just stand perch.
Yeah. Still not getting my feathers wet.
You are useless.
And then I'll stretch my wings out and bask. Like I'm drying them.
I'll be just swimming lengths at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. You notice there's steam everywhere. You're not doing anything with that. Can I ask? I'm going to like talk towards the. You literally have been saying it all the time.
Hadozi.
Hadozi.
Either Hadozi or Hadozi, whichever comes out.
Yeah, I'll talk towards to Ozi. We've never seen your race before. What are you?
And
That won't sound too rude, but I have no idea.
And you see one of the cleaners of Terra kind of just floats away, and in that moment of them like pushing away, another one just floats back in and continues almost seamlessly, like it was all choreographed. And this one, Hadozi, just looks over to you, Gerald.
I have never seen your race. What are you?
I'm a Kenku.
And I am Hadozi.
A dozy. Oh, interesting. Do your kind generally stick around warm, wet areas?
Tropical, yes. Not really wet.
So what brings you then to here?
Our city fell.
There seems to be a lot of steps missing in between your city fall and you end up in an ice capital of the world.
Just a little away from Valdur. There were plenty of floating cities and villages. Those were our home. And one day over 2 decades ago we were visited, and we are not used to any visitors. But the creature that came was this like her.
As she just motions over to Terra.
Do I guess that said creature made you an offer?
They offered us plenty, but we ask for none. We don't need anything but each other. But when we said no, our earth began to crumble and shake, and we began to feel the wind of 1,000 tornadoes, and it blew us away. Our home fell out of the sky and deep into the sea below. Girolf really isn't our choice, but some people here have been very welcoming and accommodating to our preferences.
I understand. Thank you for sharing more.
You are welcome. Now it is your turn.
What?
Where are you from? Why are you not home? How long have you been away from home? Who's waiting for you at home?
Well, home for me is in the south, little island called Spineteller. Got my parents, I suppose, waiting for me to come back, but I'm sort of just exploring here with my friends. Nothing particularly too exciting, I suppose.
I like you.
What's your name?
Makar. What is yours?
Gerald.
It is nice to meet you. Do you know of any floating cities?
I've heard rumors of one. Never been.
I'm going to interrupt and say, I have been to floating cities.
Where have you been?
I know not of their names, but in the north, in the mountains.
Thank you so much. If they are still there, that may give us hope.
And how would that be, just to live again up there?
We would make it our home, and make it our home to anyone who needs a friend, who needs food, somebody who just needs a quick smile before they go. This is what we are.
Talking to either Aaron or Rosie, go for how tall are these floating cities anyway? Like, sorry, in the sky.
Thousands and thousands of feet high above the clouds. That at least was ours.
And you see Makar looks over to you, Aaron.
What of your cities? How high are yours?
I could say above the clouds, high in the sky, unreachable by people who walk on the ground.
You are so magical. I find a friend and kinship in you. Let us
And
bask.
I in you.
Let us bask in our hopes of returning one day.
And she like bows her head, almost placing her face in the water, but bowing as low as possible to you, Aaron.
I spread my wings and then bow back. Nice glorious display of my wings.
I have something for you.
As she turns away and climbs out, and you can see her just goes and rummages in one of these small little satchels on the ground, and you see her like just closed fist comes over to you around the pool and looks up at you on the thing on the marble bench, and sits down next to you and just kind of uses one of her leg feet hands to just pat the bench next to her.
Will you not sit for a second?
I'll very slowly and tentatively attempt to sit.
Okay, and
Really careful not to lose my balance.
yeah, you end up just like kind of like very low squatting at the most, but
Yeah.
not really, but like a little bit wobbly, but keeping your balance enough. And she opens her hand and reveals to you a small little stone pendant. You see it's an oval, and carved into the stone you see like a small outline of like a chimp, just the like an ears and a rough face at the bottom, and above you see a cloud line, and just barely above that you begin to see the earth begin.
This is just for you. If you need our aid, or you need a home, put all of your hopes into this stone, and our aid and home shall find you. I must go dry off.
I'm gonna
Until
take
we
the
meet
thing
again.
from her. I'm gonna do so. I'm gonna, before she goes, I'm gonna pluck one of my feathers, little one from like the inside of my armpit or
Yeah.
something. It's like a little
Just a
feather.
little twitch before you
Yeah.
follow.
What is this?
I'm gonna offer it to her and say, one day when you leave this place, if you let this feather blow in the wind, it will blow towards the north.
It was nice meeting you.
I'll just close my eyes and nod.
The day we see each other again shall be a good one.
and she goes and grabs some robes and wanders out, and you begin to see all the Hadozi at this point all shuffle up and begin to head out. Terra, you feel rejuvenated and just so pampered. Your body is floating on. You're floating on your back, and you are just like almost dead to the world, of just relaxed and can barely move. Don't want to move. Don't need to move.
Yeah.
As you're just floating. And just after the Hadozi all leave out of that one door, you notice the door is just left slightly ajar for all of you.
Was it the same door that we entered through?
Yes.
I'm going to swim up to the side, drink another one of the drinks, and then I'm going to sort of sneak over and peek through the door and see where they're going.
You peek out and you see a few still naked and a few with robes on, all hopping up some like a small staircase and up out of you.
Okay, I'm going to turn back to you guys and be like,
You do you. This is nice. It's like,
I'm just going to
Yeah.
keep lying in the pool.
I think I'm gonna stop squatting and sit on the bomb
Yeah.
next to Gerald and try and enjoy the water. Looking at him like I don't know how to enjoy it.
start off
Is this
slow.
fun?
Just dip your feet, and then, if you can, slide.
okay, I'm going to be like,
If
yeah, I'm going to actually go see what's going on. Something seems off here. I'm going to sneak after him up the stairs.
Okay. Do you want to roll a stealth check for me, please?
If they've all gone, I'm going to turn back into Tara's original form.
Yes. And as you do, you feel that change. Just as normally as it's a little uncomfortable.
Yep.
But it quickly
Complete
dissipates.
sensation.
With this one, you just almost like an exhale.
Yeah.
And as you open your eyes, you are your original form.
It was a non-natural 20.
Nice. Okay. You get low to the ground. Robe on or robe off?
Robot.
Like it. And you gently begin to creep to the door. And you creep out and slither. And you begin to head up the stairs. Barely a sound is made. And you get up to the first level. And you see two doors, one on either side of this small little hallway, before it leads to another staircase that goes up.
Okie dokes. I'm going to listen to both doors. See if there's anything going on behind them.
Roll a perception check for me, please.
18.
In both, you seem to hear... Well, you hear a gentle...
No, that's not give much away. I'm going to pick the door on the right. I'm going to see if I can just open it, crack it open slightly, and see
Okay.
what's going on in there.
Alright. You gently go for the doorknob, and just as you turn, and you just peek open, just barely open it before the door slams open, and you see the large figure in front of you.
Oh!
And he now just eyes you completely naked.
Aye.
Okay, you've seen it now. What kind of operation are you running here? Like, you know, these Hadozi, do they
Aye.
work here? Do you put them up?
They live with me.
Like by choice, or
Sit down, darling.
I think I'm okay stood.
On your knees is fine then.
Even weirder. I'd prefer you just answer the question.
They live with me. Free of choice. We work together, we keep the place clean. Why, who are you? Are you some inspector?
No, I just like to know what's going on, and something seems a little off. But hey, if you say that they live here and they're happy and you're happy and you clearly are happy, well,
I'm always happy.
I can tell, little blossom, aren't you?
And you see him gently beginning to like untie his robe, very slowly.
Okay, you're reading into this too much. Just wanted to check, and then I'm going to turn and walk back down the steps.
And you leave that scene just as you can hear the fabric waft out. You are down the stairs, beelining straight back.
Yeah. I'm going to go back into the pool room and just be like, nope, you know what? Turns out everything's sound. And then
Sound
jump
like
back
you've
in the
seen
pool.
something.
I don't want to talk about it.
Did you try a peep on them? Did they slap you?
It wasn't a literal slap.
Oh.
It wasn't a literal slap, but our elven friend caught me. He gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I
Just
just
have
kind
an
of like
interesting
goes,
personality.
I think he gives us all the heebie-jeebies. We're not here. Slow back into the water.
Yeah, I feel like I should have got involved with the massage. Missed out there.
Yeah.
They, where were we supposed to go meet Red?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I suppose. Well, I've relaxed for enough anyway. Good to see you guys. Yeah, I'll see you back with the Wanderers if you don't join me. And Jail's going to get up.
I'm going to join you and get up.
Yeah, I'm also going to jump up. Yeah, let's get out of here before Sunshine and Daisies comes back.
Are there any just towels lying around, essentially?
There are. You notice 4 very pristine towels have been left on one of the small benches just near the exit.
Yeah, I'll take one of the towels at least, just so them start drying myself as I come back. But I would like to check my items when I get back in to see that nothing has gone, including money.
Okay, roll an investigation.
Admittedly, most of it shouldn't have, because most of it's in the handy sack of hay, I think.
Oh my God.
Investigation 14.
14. The only thing you notice when you put your gloves back on is a slight little poke under your arm or in your ribs a little bit. And as you look into your jacket or your robes, you notice a small piece of parchment.
I shall read the parchment.
It says in very, very bad common, like childlike, like 2-year-old starting to write, kind of. writing, and it says, roughly, all choppy and mixed up, it says, "I have found a friend in you as well. Our home is always open."
It's Maca.
Maca.
Yes.
Maca.
Yeah, that's the only way I can remember it.
Yeah. Just think
Yeah,
of a bird cry and you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Just putting that on my. Thank
Okay,
you.
You're welcome.
Right.
But everyone's items and possessions and clothes are fine. If anything, you notice you come back and they are neatly folded and left presented to you.
I'm gonna put mine on without getting dry.
Okay.
Mine's just basically a couple of belts anyway. I'm done.
Well, that seems kind of. Wait, none of us have paid, have we?
No.
I hate to say, even I feel kind of weird about at least leaving a little something.
I can leave a bit of coin.
Me too.
For Matty, actually. Matty can pay.
Well, thank you, Matty.
Just by the look, obviously everything's in marble. I'm expecting it to be expensive, but if I could have a gist, how much do you think? Steak.
Roll an intelligence check for me, please.
14 plus whatever my intelligence is. Intelligence is with a +2. It's 14.
Nice. Estimate is probably somewhere in between for like an hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
About 24 gold, or probably all the way up to maybe like 3 or 4 platinum.
Okay. I will. I'll go to where we saw him, and I will find a little hiding place and put down 3 platinum.
Okay.
But I'll put it in 2 platinum and 10 gold. So I'm going to put it down. So it's got some change.
Okay.
And if I see any parchments, I'll say thank you. Thank you from Companions Essentials. Companions of Fate, sorry.
Okay.
Fucking hell. And then underneath. No, fuck it. I'll get enough of it.
Just
Okay.
leave it at a nice thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all begin to leave Deep Jugs bathhouse. Is there anything you want to do straight away, or do while you're out, or what would you like to do? The time roughly now is about just passing midday, 1 o'clock or so.
Okay.
Two and 10.
I think we should just head to the Wanderers.
Yeah, go to
I
the
think so. Yeah.
hideout place.
Okay. Alright.
They do food there, don't they? Starving.
I'm sure they got something.
Alright, you all head over, and even though it's warm outside, you all feel a little chillier. Finn especially, due to the dry clothes on a wet body, and has just left it as you continue through, and the warm air sometimes feels a little bit extra chilly, but you make it through Geralf, back past all the masons. That both of you groups kind of not paying too much attention to each other as you just passing straight through the main market and over to the small hovel. As you all enter, you see the wanderers are all relaxing. A few of them are getting some bags ready, and you see Maddie sitting there at the bar with a small drink, one of the leftover frostbite fangs. And as all of you walk in, you look at Braum, and he is completely asleep, and with a teeniest bit of vomit down his beard. But you notice that the doctor is sitting there, just a few chairs over from Maddie, with a small little what looks like a sort of like a hot tea, and is just sipping and staring as you come in. But the one thing you notice is where that older dwarf was on the table, you don't see him anymore.
So what's going on here then?
And you see Maddie just turn to you. Well, Bo.
We still have Dr. Creep over here.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Not
I was actually going to ask, what do you want to do with this cunt? Because I was thinking about splitting his throat open.
Like, what are you here for, Doctor? Has everyone not been healed?
I'm here to offer my services.
He did a pretty good job on me. You know, he's a creepy bastard, but the doctor's useful to have around.
I think that's on you then, man. Oh, shall I say, teaser.
And you just see Maddie just look at you. Before the doctor like leans in further, trying to like project their voice a little bit more.
I do have other services that could become available.
Go on, I'll bite. What do you offer?
I am able, as an apothecary, to make balms and salves, and maybe for the special people,
When you say
would-
special,
very special. I would make some potions to aid you.
what kind of potions?
Potions that can revive you, potions that can excite you.
I'll take one of those.
And you kind of like notice like his eyes as turn to Terry, just a snap to you, Finn.
And potions that can make you sleep.
Okay, you're unsettling me now, fella. These excitement potions you're on about, though. I've got some coin. I like excitement.
One will cost you 80 gold.
80 gold? Whew. Hey, Tara, you going to sub me 80 gold?
You could probably pull it out of the party fund.
I'm now using party funds on him straight away.
Well, how else am I going to pay for it? Or we going to pay for it?
I mean, he just got a free bath out of us, you know.
That is true.
Mm.
How much you have on you?
Hey, we're all having a good time, aren't we? I'm not gonna lie to you. When I landed in that metal can, I came with pretty much just clothes on my back. I managed to scrape together about 95 gold from the.
So you can pay for it easily.
Hey, I saw the money that you swiped from.
From yeah. From my own purse. How about? Well, I'll put it as an investment. Looking at Giles, seeing if he would agree with it.
I'll accept an investment.
I'll pull out 8 platinum and give it to Finn.
8 platinum?
8 platinum.
Yeah.
Okay. Woo. Okay. Thank you very much. Now we're rolling, and I'll take out. I think.
They go up in increments of 10. So
It's
10 silver is
10,
1
so
gold. 10 gold is 1 platinum.
So I am giving you 80 gold's worth.
I'll take 8.
Giving him 800 gold worth.
No, I'm giving him.
Oh, it's 8.
8.
That's fine then, isn't it?
Singular. Yeah.
8
Fucking
8 platinum.
8 platinum, precisely the amount he asked for.
8 platinum.
You see his hand just open.
Yeah, I'll take it from Tara. Drop it in the guy's hand.
I look forward to seeing you excited.
And he just pockets the money.
I'll give 2 more platinum to Finn, and then I'll go to also Aaron, and I'll give him 10 platinum as well.
Nice.
And then we've invested in both of them. 10 platinum pieces. I can't say we haven't done fucking nothing. Because we.
I'll just
Hey,
put
Doc,
this
so-
platinum away somewhere in my feathers.
So when you
Doesn't
think
look
I'm
like I
getting
put
this
it anywhere.
potion
What do you say, Finn?
under the chin. Hey, Doc. So when do you reckon I'll be getting this potion?
3 to 8 days.
3 to 8 days.
We've got to come back in 3 to 8 days.
I feel like I've been shortchanged by this guy.
I
It's as
think you've
long
been
as I
short.
need to make it.
So false promises.
God, if this was really my money, I'd be pissed.
I am pissed.
And then I'm gonna grab one of the frostbite fangs from the bottle,
But
sit next to Matty.
the one good thing of today, your patient's gone.
And where has he gone?
I have no idea.
Just got up and walked, did he?
Maybe.
Do any of the other wanderers just look nervous around this?
All the wanderers seem like they don't care.
Yeah.
And you see Maddie's just sitting there, like looking at the doctor confusedly. Hey, Bowtie cunt. Why don't you tell our friends here exactly where he facked off to? And you see the doctor like go sheepishly.
Well, I don't want to spill any secrets. But
And you all hear one of the small little side doors from inside the home slam open, and all of you hear this like wood on wood, like squeak drag kind of effect, and you see a wanderer, one of the more fully grown orcs, just looking just miserable and exhausted, and just pulling a rope over their shoulder, and as they do you hear of something dragging behind them, and you see on the back of a small little sled you see a very old, broad-shouldered, very wrinkly and very sun-weathered dwarven man with pretty much balding on top with a little bit of hair around the sides that is still kind of long enough to collect into a slight little braid at the back, and a huge puffy grey and white beard with the mustache itself being curled upwards and slotted into these two little like copper cones. And you see him like with a pipe in his mouth and just puffing as he's like sat up. You notice a blanket over his legs, but at least Aaron, and I guess Finn, with you being so close as this man is about to pass you, you notice the blanket where the legs should continue, they don't. Just past the knees or just above the knees, just flat blanket. And just at that point, you hear the loud voice as he's being dragged. You just hear, "Listen, don't get all your panties in a twist. I just went for a piss." And that soothing, just eardrum devastating voice echoes around the entire room as all of your eyes turn and you see Pop Pop, alive and well, being dragged on this sled. "And what all are you looking at?"
Your wheelchair's changed. It's grown legs.
"Well, that wasn't my problem, was it? They didn't have a chair. And some jackass just decided to tell me, 'Oh, you know what? I'll go build you one. I'll see you in 3 months.' Do I look like I have 3 months to wait?"
You ain't getting any younger, man. That'd be fair.
"Well, isn't it good I have Lurch here to drag me around wherever I want to?"
It is. Thank you, Lurch.
and you just see the ogre.
"The name's Leech."
You know, fine. Thank you, Leech. Jesus Christ.
"Listen, you do not talk to my friend's Lurch. This is the last warning."
And you see the orc just.
"Where have all of you been?"
Oh, you
I
know.
don't believe we've been introduced.
"Oh,
The name's Finn.
you look a little hot under the collar. Why are you sweating?"
Yeah, kind of occupational hazard, I guess. Where are your legs?
"They've gone."
Well, let's drink to that. And I'll hand him another frostbite.
And he grabs it off you.
"I think I'm gonna like you."
And he just throws it back before he like turns and you see as he turns away from the mug, you see all bit of like blue liquid just foam all the way down his beard as he.
I'm so sorry. Bird thing, what is your name?"
I look down at him. Because I assume he's much lower
He's
than I.
he's way down there.
I'm his friend. My name's Aaron.
"Well, it's very nice to meet you, Aaron. You can call me Pop Pop. Everybody else does. Will you have a drink with us?" "Of course you will. Of course you're going to. Who else who would be stupid enough to actually not say no to a drink?"
Yeah, and he just like grabs one off the side or like on one of the smaller tables and pass over to you.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll neck it.
You know,
I don't drink often, so I'm going to be a bit disgusted by the taste.
Yeah,
But hiding that disgust with it was a kind gesture.
yeah. You're not as disgusted as you think as the more fruity notes just come through, and you're pleasantly surprised. A little bit of the heat of like some kind of alcohol that's in there, but you're unsure as to what. But you're very happy with the result.
Yeah.
And just as you throw it back, Pop looks to both Finn and Aaron.
Now, let me just get this straight. So, from what I've been told, you came from the sky. From the sky. And you just smashed your face down in here. And now you're part of the companions. Is that the long and short of it?
There was a couple of stabbings in there, bit of terrifying black and purple mist, but pretty good. Yeah, pretty much a lot's happened since yesterday.
And you see Maddie lean in.
One of those was me.
He leans back in his chair.
Oh, right, so you've all been very well acquainted. I will let both of you know, because the rest already do. It's Pop for now, but if you get on the wrong side of me, it is Drimbar or Sir, and if you do not call me that, then I will do something that I will not regret later.
Okay. I knew not to argue with people in this particular establishment.
Well, at least you'll learn something new from your travels. Anyway, let's all get to sit down. Let's get that fireplace roaring, and whenever Braun wakes up, he can make, or Theron comes back as well, we can make some more drinks. But for now, let's all sit around and let's catch up. I have been seeing a lot since I have been away.
What are you talking about?
Sit down and I'll tell you.
Oh, I'll grab a seat.
Yeah.
So keep your ears open. I'm about to tell you the long tale of Pop's time in the duel.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode and come back from there for next week to pick it up to enjoy the tale of Pop's time from a duel.
Nice.
But
Great.
that was pretty fucking fun. I've enjoyed this episode. That was a blast.
I hope it's not nothing.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be anticlimactic? Oh shit. Okay. Well, thank you guys obviously for being here and playing. To everyone watching, thank you very much for sticking around and checking it out. I hope you enjoyed it. We've got one new follower, so just wanted to say thank you, Clone RVN, for the follow. Hope you've enjoyed it, and if you want to check any of us out, social links and shit, and Discord and YouTube and all that is down somewhere. But thank you very much for the support, and we hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you next week to continue this. But for everyone watching, thank you very much for checking us out. It was a lot of fun, and we'll see you again next time.